and welcome to Trends with LJE. I am your host, Maimuna Ahoiza Zubair, and today we are joined by an insightful panel, development strategist Mr. Shedrack Oka, and lecturer and media practitioner Dr. Uchehara Ikedichukwu Chris. Gentlemen, you're welcome to the show. We've got a lot to unpack today, so let's get right into it. The federal government has reinstated the Naira for Crude policy, allowing local refineries to purchase crude oil in Naira instead of foreign currency. This move aims to bolster domestic refining and ease pressure on the Naira. In a related development, Dangote refinery has reduced the ex-depot price of petrol from 880 Naira to 865 Naira per litre, citing a drop in global crude prices. In another related development, President Tinubu lauded Dangote's significant contributions to Africa's economy. I find that a bit ironic, considering the kind of tug of war that he has had to encounter in recent times. I'll come straight to you, Mr. Shedrack. What are your thoughts?
Well, in Nigeria today, it's like an arch enemy coming in, knocking your door early in the morning to say, "Good morning, I have a plate of meal for you." You receive that with mixed feelings and indifference and even suspicion.
Right.
Today, I can tell you that any policy that our government put forward, Nigerians have to sit back to look at it, to mirror it, because the intention are not always pure. They are not always to serve the people. If not, this is about policy inconsistency. We've seen it when the policy first came out. Nigerians greeted it with very applaudable, initiative. But what happened? They truncated it themselves.
Right.
After back and forth fighting with our local refinery like Dangote, who have contributed immensely to contribute to enhancing livelihood in Nigeria. And that policy was stopped. Again, they just brought it forward. So for me, it is not something to celebrate about, because the government, as far as we are concerned, the intention is not always getting towards the people. But let's see how far it goes this time around, because how it affects the people is what we should be concerned the most. When that was truncated, Dangote prices also went up. And now it is difficult with this little, this increment. Now, the decrease in petroleum product by Dangote refineries will not match with what we'll see in our daily transportation system. Because once prices goes up, it's difficult for it to come down. The people it's already taking it to other people, and they are suffering. So with this thing they are doing, I want to advise the presidency to always sit back before they churn out policy to ensure it's what they want to do, and not just to reverse themselves and come forward to do that for political, uploads. For me, it is suspicious. It's nothing to,
Yeah, Dr. Chris, this price reduction, and bear in mind, Dangote just celebrated his 68th birthday. I think maybe that is where Tinubu's remarks stemmed from. This price reduction, does it stand, just like Mr. Shedrack has said, as genuine relief for consumers, or is this a strategic business move on his part? Also, does the president lauding Dangote now, does it signify an over-reliance on a single individual to help, uplift our economy? Thoughts?
Memuna, this is a very glaring truth, and truth be told, we cannot hide the truth from being told to the hearing and to our own use. I would say that the policy of Naira for Naira in the crude oil purchase is something that's very economical and very benefiting to the people, because the first time it was initiated, we saw it, and the people rejoiced and was very happy over it. In the first place, why must they truncate the policy in the first place? It's something that has come to be, and the people are benefiting. All of a sudden, they went off the line again, and the people started suffering. This morning, I bought fuel, and I saw it in the meter that it really reflected.
Right.
So why wouldn't they stabilize any policy they see that is benefiting the people? Now, it will reflect in all we do. You go to a market in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks now, you see that the prices of things will start coming down, at least to a certain percentage. People will benefit. So they should stabilize whatever policy they see that is benefiting the people. Secondly, you asked the question that is Tinubu not relying on one channel of help? Yes, in terms of our petroleum and all that concerns it. Yes, it doesn't have any alternative. For now, Dangote has come to help us. And Tinubu does not have any other source of help than to commend whatever comes out from that place so as to sustain what he's doing
But
to
how
his
do you
government.
juxtapose it with all of the battle that he has had to fight in recent
Yes,
years?
that is speaking from both mouths. You know, in this area, it's glaring. He can't hide it. He can't hide it because the people are benefiting from it.
Right.
Every person is seeing it. So he doesn't have any other thing than to commend his efforts. Maybe by using the opportunity of Dangote celebrating his 68th birthday to commend what he's doing. So in that case, he should look beyond politics,
Right.
and do what is going to benefit the Nigerian people.
A very astute observation. And moving on, still on the presidency has issued an apology for errors in the president's list of appointments following widespread criticism about its perceived regional bias, particularly its tilt towards the southwest and northern regions. Officials have promised updates and corrections to address these concerns. I can already see Shedrack shaking your head. I would like to know specifically, is this not like another type of maneuvering? Bearing in mind that when that list first came out, certain very critical names were left out on purpose. I'm talking about the president's chief of staff, among other key members of his cabinet that were taken out just for us to not see how wide the disparity is. I'd like to hear your thoughts.
Well, the Nigerians are not stupid. We're very highly intelligent people and enlightened people. You know, I can tell you that this game is deliberate and intentional because the presidency is not a school. It's not a kindergarten with 18 people, staff strength of 18 people that you sit down and pass. This is an institution. So what it means is that an institution that you bring people with capacity and competence to serve nationwide. And to sit down and churn out things like people you want to engage to help you serve. It's not a day's job. People make recommendations. You have time to scrutinize. Security agencies, they have to pass through those kind of scrutiny. So to come back, having made a decision that have gone through a lot of layers of scrutiny.
Right.
You come back because the people shouted and you are telling us it's a mistake and you are making apologies. Come on. Like I said, everything is intentional and politics. They should understand there's a difference between politics and governance. During campaign, you can politicize. You can, maneuver the people so that they can give you their vote. But once you come in, you should know you are running an institution that is unbiased.
Yeah.
That should be colored, tribal, not tribal or ethnic driven. So at that point, you must be deliberate in everything that you do and to be seen to be fair and just. But this one that they are doing here is just politics and all politics. They have track record of doing so, and I can tell you it will still happen again.
Dr. Chris, is this not a violation of federal character principle in its own way? And how do such imbalances in appointments affect national unity? Because you're already creating even more disparity among people. Let me hear you.
Yes. You see, let me still leverage on what my colleague just said. You see, looking at the government of President Tinubu since inception, I can tell you that it's not tribal-free. We can enumerate how many government appointments that is so slighted that that reflects what his mantra was when he assumed office. Emiloko. What is Emiloko in our Yoruba language? From my little knowledge of Emiloko, it means this is my turn.
Right.
And our president is really replicating what his mantra is. It's his turn. And that's why he's appointing from one side of the country. Now, coming to the Federal Character Commission issue, I can assure you that that issue does not work in this government. Even if it has worked in previous government, the federal character system of appointment and doing things in this country, in this Tinubu's administration, it is out of place. It's not working. So he is not applying it. I can assure you that he is doing what he has come to do, and we all had it before assuming office that it is his turn.
Right.
So it is his turn, and he's doing it. Obviously, we are all seeing it. But I will still tell him that we are all Nigerians, and Nigeria, no part of the country is more Nigerian than others. So he shouldn't leave a legacy that somebody will come tomorrow and leverage on it and continue it.
Right.
He should know he's writing a bad.
Setting a dangerous precedent.
Very. So that people should, any other person that succeeds him tomorrow will not reference to what he has done in the past and say, after all, I didn't start it.
Right.
And I know when you start something first, the second person will do it better than you have done it. So you should learn from there.
Let me quickly add, I'm very sorry that for us who are strategists and looking at these things more deeper, it is not even what the president has done. What he has done is bad enough, but it trickles down. The danger is that other people are following you. You go to the parastatals, you go to National Assembly, for instance. For instance, Cross River State had 2 ministers before. One was suspended, left with 1. Ogun State had 4. If you go to a certain parastatal, you see from the DG, all those places, because they are following you from what the president have done. And this portends danger.
Right.
People cannot progress. We can't make development like that with all these bias staring us at the face. They must review and reverse most of these things they are doing because it touches the Constitution, which is a very fundamental structure that binds the country together. It is evil.
From I am from no one or I am for nobody to it is my turn. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we'll delve into the political developments in Rivers State and discuss the recent public health concerns. Stay with us.
At LJE Nigeria, we are committed to ensuring justice, equality, and accountability. Reporting a violation helps us to protect rights and uphold transparency. In this short guide, we'll walk you through how to report a violation on our website. Simply start by visiting our website at www.ljenigeria.org. From the home page, locate the Report a Violation option in the main menu at the top. Once you're on the Report a Violation page, you'll be prompted to select the type of violation you are reporting. This helps us categorize your report for faster and more effective handling. Next, fill in your details. It is essential to provide accurate and clear information so that we can follow up effectively. Once you have completed the form, simply click Submit. You'll receive a confirmation message that your report has been successfully submitted. Your report will be reviewed by a dedicated team of experts and will treat all reports with the utmost confidentiality and work diligently to ensure a thorough investigation. If you have any question or need assistance during the reporting process, please don't hesitate to reach out to us through our contact page. Together, we can make a difference. Visit www.ljenigeria.org to report any violation and join us in upholding justice and accountability.
Welcome back. The show is still Friends with LJE, and we're moving right along to Rivers State, where FCT Minister Nyesom Wike recently hosted suspended lawmakers of the Rivers State Assembly in the UK for a capacity-building retreat, a move that has drawn criticism from civil rights groups, including the Center for Human Rights and Civic Education. We labeled it as a provocative and wasteful endeavor. This also comes as the state's new appointed sole administrator, Vice Admiral Ibok Ete-Ibash retired, has appointed local government administrators despite a federal high court ruling barring such actions barely 24 hours after. Gentlemen, specifically Dr. Chris, I would like to hear.
God, Rivers State has been in the news for the past reasons.
Too long.
And I sincerely, I pity the people of Rivers State that at this time, when they're supposed to enjoy the dividend of democracy, the reverse is the case. Come to think of it, what has brought the issue of traveling from Nigeria to UK just for capacity building? And who is sponsoring this thing? From whose purse? Which people's money? Is it that, let's be very unbiased.
How many are there? There are about 20 something,
Yes,
right?
yes. Is it that there is no place in Nigeria or in Africa where they can get
Their
their
capacity
training? Is it that there's no place in Nigeria where they can be taught?
Oh
on
wait,
how to?
I even want to know if this is even a legitimate thing, because these men, they are mostly men, have been suspended. So at the moment, what capacity building are they? What is?
Memuna, let me take it from you. Yes, Wike, who is the architect of what is happening in River State, knows very well that those guys were not suspended. They were orally suspended.
Right.
And I'm telling you, they are still in power. And that is the reason he has the audacity of taking them to UK for capacity training. And whose money is he spending? Is it his money? Is it his money or the people's money? Now, what are they learning there? Invariably, Wike is telling every one of us that he is in charge.
Right.
And nothing will happen. Now, bringing it down to the sole administrator, who has gone ahead to do all the appointments. This is a total aberration of the whole thing. And it's a total disdain of the Nigerian Constitution.
Absolutely.
So they are not looking at what is our Constitution saying, or what are we going to get from the Constitution. So what they're looking at is what they are going to do for themselves. And the sole administrator, there is no democratically elected government in Rivers State.
Absolutely.
What is happening in Rivers State is military rule, and that is what you are. That's the reason you are seeing what you are seeing. The man went as far as removing all the pictures of the democratically elected government in Rivers State, be it in the airport, offices, or the public places. He removed the picture of democracy. That is another disdain of democracy. That is another disregard of democracy. And who is doing it? It is our government at the top. The man is not just doing that because he wants to do it. After all, he's a military man, but somebody appointed him.
Right.
And he is really playing out a script of the master. So Rivers State, for me, I pity Rivers State. And I pray this thing comes to an end quickly.
Shedrack, what implications does this? Because bear in mind that the federal government hasn't said anything since the sole administrator made his move to appoint administrators for the local government. They have been very silent. He is clearly flouting federal high court rules. And this is funny because at the same time, I must say that they have encouraged the youth of Rivers State to join the military. I don't know if you saw that news going around a couple of days ago. What are your thoughts on how this affects the ordinary citizen of Rivers State and the federal government's silence on the behaviors so far exhibited?
Well, a friend of mine referred to rivers as rivers of tears, rivers of turbulence, and rivers of more wahala. What Minister Wike have just done is what we call in our local parlance, pepper them. So he's just rubbing it in our face, but exposes the hypocrisy of the presidency and the biased nature of which he went about what he calls the peace deal. Right. He is very, very biased, knowing fully well the actors, even his first time of intervention, principal actors, Nyesom Wike and the governor. But during the judgment and when he was to pass what he so-called the peace treaty, it was one-sided. Left out Nyesom Wike, who is the principal actor. So with these actions that they are doing, it's highly condemnable. But I can tell you, it's more invitation to potential danger awaiting the state. For me, I don't blame the sole administrator for anything, because the moment the Supreme Court made that pronouncement, which people have faulted largely, and you saw the Governor Fubara trying to reach out, and then the president just came and did what he did. The state was already, the vacuum is left.
Yes.
So appointing someone to go and manage, he said his recent appointment that Mr. President kept quiet because Mr. President clearly read out his mandate that for everything he wants to do, he has to take orders from Mr. President. So we assume whatever he does is a direct endorsement of Mr. President. If not, he will query. So he has not done so. Whatever actions the civil administration is taking is coming directly from Mr. President, which, of course, the very pronouncement of state of emergency is illegal.
Right.
And up to now in the court, yes, we are known as a country that does not respect our courts, the decision of the court. Bad enough, most of the court rulings have been biased and political.
Right.
So, but what it does is that two things. Our image in the international community is very, very bad. And tomorrow when Amnesty International start rating us, people will start shouting that they are not fair to the government.
Right.
And also invitation to militancy in the region. But we are hoping and praying that people in Rivers State should please just give peace a chance, and let's try to see how we engage this thing and bring a lasting peace. But it's a coup against democracy. It's a criminal way of removing Fubara completely from the scene. And this retreat just shows clearly that it's a script. They are preparing and reassuring the lawmakers that very soon we are preparing the ground for you people to come take over. So
yes.
that is just what it means. It's very unfortunate they are doing it. But Mr. President is the loser. I can tell you for free that he's the ultimate loser in this all, because everything that is happening is being documented against his name. Yeah. Very undemocratic, and dictatorial government is not welcome in our democracy today.
Briefly, let me still suffice to say that this is a case of a teacher and a student. And I'm telling you, someday a student must graduate. And when he graduates, he might grow to becoming more than the lecturer that taught him or the teacher that taught him. We're all watching. And I pray it doesn't work that way, but we're all watching.
Food for thought. And moving on to more concerning news, Nigeria is currently grappling with a meningitis outbreak, recording over 1,800, that's 1,800 suspected cases and 151 deaths. The NCDC has activated emergency response centers in 6 states, including Kebbi, Sokoto, Zamfara, Jigawa, Yobe, and Katsina, with Kebbi and Sokoto being the most affected. In a related update, the NCDC has confirmed 660 Lassa fever cases with 122 deaths affecting states including Edo, Ondo, and Bauchi states. My questions are, what are the immediate, I'm coming to you, Shedrack, and long-term strategies? I feel every 2 or 3 years we have this kind of epidemics or outbreaks. I feel at this point we should already have, a strategy for when they do come. We live in a region that is temperate, and some of these things are caused by, high temperatures, specifically this meningitis. And it feels like every year, every time it comes out, there's an outbreak like this, they are always scrambling to figure out mechanisms to avail, the people who are suffering from it. The same thing with Lassa fever. Just last week, here in Abuja, residents of Gwarimpa had to write a petition to the NCDC talking about the rising levels of Lassa fever in their environs. The same thing can be said about the flood that will be coming soon now that we're entering rainy season. I feel like we never have a level of preparedness. So I want to hear from you.
You see, in Nigeria, it is not the lack of knowledge or the lack of policies. It's always the lack of political will to do what is right, and greed. I remember vividly in 2015, me and my boss had different view about President Muhammadu Buhari during campaigns. And I told him, I can't trust this military dictator to come back as a democratically elected president. And we argued. So the moment he won and Buhari wanted to announce his cabinet,
right,
the first thing Buhari campaigned on, we are going to diversify from oil and gas to agriculture.
Right.
So when he was announcing, he announced Minister for Agri, and then announced himself as Minister of Petroleum. I told my friend, look at it, it's a betrayal. If he had announced himself as a Minister of Agri, it will show that this is interest already is. So you see, our people, they speak one and they act another.
Right.
Again, this is not the first time that you have outbreak of airborne disease and whatever, even including flooding. But I can tell you next year, what they're interested in is the money. They will go through the same thing, set committee, allocate monies, and do nothing. Look at Burkina Faso, for instance, announcing 55 modern health facilities. That is to show you, through a presidential initiative, is to show you the focus. You identify a challenge. You demonstrate goodwill in tackling the issue. All the monies that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu have borrowed within the less than 2 years, it's more than all the money that PDP for 16 years borrowed in the country. Now, what is the focus? Frivolities, as far as I'm concerned. If you identify an issue such as health, which is very critical, and demonstrate goodwill and channel those things there, 55 modern hospitals in Burkina Faso, just imagine having 36 plus the FCT, new modern hospital. You will know the president is focused towards tackling health issues,
Absolutely.
but that is not the case. So this is laughable and very unfortunate. Health practitioners are lamenting no good health package for them. But what do they chase? Doing Owambe, flying private jets and all that. It's very unfortunate, and we're so sad.
Let me hear your thoughts.
Yes, you see, let me take my leave from NHS. That's a National Health Insurance Scheme.
Yeah, in the UK.
I'm aware that their MD is in.
Oh, wait, you mean the one in Nigeria?
No, it's the one in
That's
Nigeria.
NHIS.
NHIS.
Right.
So I'm aware that their DG has a case with EFCC. What is the case? Case of embezzlement.
Wow.
You know, I had to reference him because that is what happens in Nigeria. It's a tradition, it's a culture that when money is allotted to a certain agency, the MD and the crew and the team embezzle, you know, or misappropriate the use. And it's just like a culture in Nigeria. Let me still assure you that monies were allocated to those things. There was allocation, monetary allocation to those to ameliorate and to make sure that all these things doesn't repeat itself. But because who is being appointed and who appointed who, sometimes it trickles down. When you are appointed and you know how you came in, you must work for the person that appointed you.
Absolutely.
So, and at the end of it all, that which you were appointed for will not be achieved. So we keep hearing it, not until our recruitment process, the way we bring in people into power and offices that are very vital to this country, not until we look into it and appropriate the right, appoint the right people, all these things will be reoccurring from time to time. So go to the allocation of Ministry of Health, you will see that that particular agency is allocated, it has a budget for it.
Right.
And at the end of it all, nothing will be done. After all, EFCC will come, and when EFCC comes, at the end of it, nothing will be achieved. So is Nigeria, what happens in this our country, Nigeria, is something one should not be talking about.
Really. I feel at this point, everything that we have said has demonstrated a complete lack of political will to make things work, for the good of the people. And it is with that sad note that we wrap up today's episode of Trends with LJE. A heartfelt thank you to our panelists for their valuable insights and to you, our audience, for tuning in. We'd love to hear your thoughts on today's discussions. Follow us on social media on the handles showing on your screen to share your thoughts. Your engagement helps us to bring you the content that matters the most. Until next time, I am Maimuna Ahoiza Zubair, telling you to stay informed and stay safe. Bye for now.